Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Scottish Silverback Podcast. We finally got all of us in a room together to finally do the podcast. So, and as we discovered a few weeks ago, my connection was absolute shite in the gym. So, we've done the test run and we know the topics of discussion going forward. So, Jack, you were on with me last week, and then Greg and I done another one on Sunday. So, I think it's time for Erin to introduce herself and talk about herself for a good wee bit. So, you're in the middle of a prep just now. If you want to...
What is that? What is that? Sounds like a
my dog's got a cone on her head and she keeps trying to scratch her face.
I wonder if it was a dog.
Aye, so Erin, you're for contest prep then?
Yeah, I'm 11 weeks out at the moment. I'm still unsure if I'm going to do the UK Pro or the Texas Pro for my first show.
Mm-hmm.
Personally, I do want to do Texas as opposed to the UK, but it just from getting from here to Texas is like a 17-hour flight, and my sister's going to be giving birth in August, so I'm going to be in the UK anyway. So I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm either going to stay in the UK from August onwards or fly to Texas, and then after that I'll be doing the Korea show, which is going to be really exciting and a really good opportunity. But prep's going good.
So the last prep, if I'm not mistaken, you started it with Cal and then you went to Cuba at the end of the prep. So now you've started the prep with Cuba, and what's the difference has been this time around?
Everything. I'm not doing any direct cardio at all this prep, which is very different to every single other prep that I've ever done. I've just got steps.
Mm-hmm.
Drugs is the same. Cuba's very different with refeeds and like diet breaks as well. He gives diet breaks and actually does deloads with training every 6 to 8 weeks, which is different to what I've done as well. Like, I'm someone that never takes deloads. So to have deloads every 6 to 8 weeks has been difficult. It has been mentally challenging, but I do understand the reason why he does it as well, because I definitely look fresher. I've not been this big when not using any PEDs, or this lean, because I'm not using anything at all right now. So it'll be very interesting to see what happens in 2 weeks' time when PEDs do get introduced again, which is good. I just look a lot fresher and feel good. So it's been really good in comparison to different preps, and he's really quick with responses as well. If I send my check-in over, he'll have a response to me within half an hour, which is crazy.
Yeah. So have you posted anything recent? So that one on the balcony, is that recent?
Yeah, that was 2 days ago.
Let me just share that 2 seconds. So in terms of the deload, do you want to talk us through what you do with the deload? Is it just does he differ it deload to deload, or is it a set thing, like every deload you take 25% off the poundages, or?
So with the deloads, because I don't have an off button, I couldn't go into the gym and train with 60% intensity. Yeah. So I take it completely off. So the last deload I had was a couple of weeks ago, and it was 4 days completely off training, and then we just get back to business after that, which is nice. But it's still it's mentally difficult not doing any cardio or anything in a prep, because I feel like I'm not doing enough. I feel like I should be doing a lot more than what I am doing. But I don't think any of his clients do cardio either. I think he is just steps only. So he does get everybody in condition. So I've not got any doubt that I'm going to go on stage looking shit. I'm just worried about size, as always, because I do feel really small in comparison to other figure girls, but we'll just
which is kind of frightening, because we touched on it when you were on the podcast well over a year ago, and just talking about the size and the muscularity of the figure girls and how it's just continually rising, whereas figure back in the day was comparable to PCA toned, maybe not that much, but it was very, very soft compared to what it is now. Whereas the standard now of figure, I feel, is what like almost like female bodybuilding used to be like 20, 25 years ago. So it's like with every division, we're seeing constant pushes up in standard. So
yeah, it's crazy because I won my pro card at 48 kilos, which is mental. And if I honestly don't think I would get my pro card now in comparison to what the girls look like.
Nah, I don't think you're right.
Oh my
So this is
God.
2 days ago.
Yeah. I've not really been posting physique updates, if I'm honest, because I've actually been quite enjoying doing prep and not having any noise. And I think this is the difference in regards to this prep in comparison to last, because being in warehouse and being in that gym and everybody knows you and everybody's asking how prep is and how you're doing, and you end up then in a hole and getting all of this noise coming in. And then I have a lot of self-doubt within myself anyway, in regards to size. So it's been nice just kind of focusing on just like my daily tasks and not worrying about if I'm big enough or if I'm not, and just enjoying the process a lot more, which has been.
It's not necessarily your size. It's like you've got insanely round muscle belly. Like for someone who's white, like it's kind of like Jack, just like round as fuck. You know what I mean? So it's not all obviously about. So I think obviously we're all very, very self-critical, and we all put ourselves down on a almost daily basis. But I think with your roundness and your taper, like that is what carries you and makes up for any kind of ground that isn't there size wise, I think. So, and obviously you're always in condition as well. So don't count yourself out.
Yeah, we'll just need to wait and see. As long as I'm making progress, that's literally the most important thing to me. Is just making sure that I'm making as much progress as I possibly can. So it'll be good to do the Korean show as well, because as I said on the last podcast that doesn't exist anymore, the Asians, in terms of what they look like, in terms of like Asian people have naturally got like quite petite frames, and the majority of them are quite short as well. So be interested to see what I look like up next to them. And that's why I do want to go over to America as well, because especially in Texas and that side of America, they do tend to opt for more shape and more structure. And I spoke to Cuba about it as well. Like, for example, Rhea Gale, they like strategically plan their shows at that side of America, because again, they go for like shape as opposed to size. And there does seem to be a divide in America as well, which is quite weird. But so we'll see.
Just going to Korea will be an experience as well. Have you ever been that side of the world before?
I was just going to say that.
No, I've never been there. But knowing me, something will probably happen. Because I'm doing everything. I'm doing everything myself this year. The experience that I had in the Bahamas, I think it's going to end up an absolute disaster. So, touch wood.
But no, you'll end up in North Korea or something. The North Korea class.
I
know. End up doing something illegal.
So you're out in Dubai then. So do you want to talk us through like your situation there? Are you like weeks there, weeks back in the UK? What are you doing in terms of your setup?
So I'm back to the UK in 2 weeks, and then I'm back here for 3 weeks, and then I'm back to the UK from the middle of August, and then I'll be in the UK either right through until the middle of September before I go to Korea, or I'll be there until like the start of September-ish before heading to Texas. So it's been good, because being in Aberdeen, flights are obviously quite limited, or they're an absolute fortune. Like a flight to Manchester sometimes I was looking and it was like £200. So I would end up driving 7 hours. Whereas here I can just get a flight and go to sleep. And it's not actually that expensive I've just been getting a flight to Doha and then flying out direct from Doha. And my last flight cost me like £150, which is
That's wild,
absolutely
yeah. It's
So,
like when I've got to fly like to London last minute, and like the only one left is like London City, and it's like £400 from Glasgow. Like, how the fuck do you justify it? I could drive there and back 4 times on that amount of fuel. You know what I mean? But yeah, that's mad. Yeah.
But yeah, it's been good. It's just been good being in a little bubble and not knowing anybody, and the timing's been absolutely good for me as well, because I can just focus on getting my stuff done at like 5 a.m. and I can be at work and finish check-ins by like 10 a.m. UK time, which is crazy. So
it's amazing.
It's been good from that front. It's starting to get hot now though. Like
Aye.
As soon as I go out tonight, when I went out from a walk, I was literally dripping within like 5 minutes.
What is it now? Temperatures now?
I think it was like 43 today, but it's the humidity that's the issue, because the humidity, it's like 80% humidity. Yeah, so it's 20 to 9 right now. Highs are 45 today, and it's 37 right now. It's mental.
When I was there last July, it was 55 every day I was there. I was only there for 3 days, but like, that was fucking horrific. That was so bad. Like, I don't know how anyone gets anything done in that heat at all. And there's like folk on the building sites like grafting away in 55.
Yeah, it's mental. Yeah.
Great.
It's nice. Like it. I would rather that than it be raining.
Aye, 100%. Aye, look at it now. It's fucking horrific. And you're training at Dungeon as well. Yeah. Aye, that was really good. Yeah.
It's a good atmosphere, and the people there as well. Like Mo Fuda trains there. There's quite a lot of guys from Saudi that train there as well, and it's just quite inspiring. Like even though they're guys, it's like whenever Greg's in the gym and warehouse, like that's inspiring, because he's like, apart from him and like Blair, there's nobody really else in the gym. So it's like nice to be in an environment where everybody is just literally there to work.
It's a slow focus.
Yeah,
100%. That's class. No, that's dynamite. No, I'll be cool. I'm looking forward to seeing what you do this season. And like I said, I think your shape and your flow and the fullness that you have will carry you. I think it's gonna be a good look. I can definitely anticipate that. So because like obviously the short time you have at Cuba, the last prep, like you managed to really, tweak a few things and look really polished. So I can imagine with the whole prep behind you as well, it's going to be even better. So
yeah, I just need to stay full, because I just deteriorated after the Pro. Like I looked my best in Portugal, but the leaner I get, the shitter I look. Or like if I push past a point where my body's happy, it just I can't fill up. I just ended up looking like shit. So. Yeah. I'm just praying that doesn't happen this time. I don't think it will, because he's been managing the refeeds and everything good.
Yeah.
So we'll see. But you guys will just need to come over to Dubai and do a podcast over here.
We'll do a live one in the 55-degree heat.
Yeah.
Sweat to death.
I think fucking Jack's
good for that though.
So we'll touch on that subject then. So I think obviously all of us we've all been with different coaches, we've done different peaks, we've trialed different things, done that. So we'll go to Greg first. In terms of your last peak, I remember like you guys like forced food really hard that time, didn't
you? Each show was basically the same. You're literally looking at like maybe 200 grams of carbs difference. Either here or there. It wasn't that much difference. Usually it's like 3,800 grams of carbs over the course of like 3 days. Like 1,200 a day.
Yeah. And then Jack, what did you do for either the Scottish or Alicante? What were you doing there?
So Greg can probably better speak to it. Fucking God, Jesus Christ. She's itchy. No, I mean, we definitely fed up when needed, and certainly in the past, under previous guidance, I've not done that. And that's I'm going to let my dog out. 2 seconds.
Go for it. Jack was
Greg, tell me what Jack was doing.
Yeah, Jack was about 600 grams carbs. He literally doesn't need that much, and he was bursting full. We literally put in maybe 150 more for Spain, but it was a little bit of a tough one because of obviously the water he was holding, but it wasn't intramuscular. It was just like underneath the skin. So we had to get rid of that first before we actually started pushing the food. So we literally had to pull back the day we were meant to be pushing and then pushed it into the show a little bit harder. So he was looking at about 600 grams of carbs, which didn't, but you seen him on the day, he was pretty full.
Yeah, big time. It's always wild because I remember when you prepped Rab Reith, and you were like, the guy only needs like, what was it? Like something stupid low.
Mate, literally it was like 150 grams of carbs.
That's ridiculous.
That's mad.
How the fuck is that even possible?
Literally, if you watch him in the gym, you'll watch him come in the gym, he'll look like a little bit soft, and he'll have some water, and by the end of the session, he's dry, he's full as a fucking house, he's been on 0 carbs all day, you push the muscle, it's like a fucking sponge pad's hard, and you're just like, how the fuck did you get full of water training? It's mental.
Yeah.
I've never seen anybody like it. He's just hypersensitive to carbs. It's like a good and a bad thing.
I remember mentioning Greg. I was just saying, I remember mentioning Greg. Just, I think I made the comment. It was quite early on, just about how I was almost quite feared of the higher days. So I always felt like I looked so much better on the lower days, and I was almost in my head like when the show comes, I just want to cruise in on low days. Yeah. But then again, never done it before, so.
Yeah, because I think I've always said to you, like, when it was off the back of what Graham used to say, like you said, like Jack should just walk into the show on a low day. Yeah. But obviously, like, there is that fear of doing that because you're like, in the back of your head, am I fool? No, like, you probably are. But, like what you said for the granite, that was, you didn't really do anything for that, did you?
Just run a high day.
Before. Other than that, it was just a normal day. Yeah. And up until that point, we've been quite low up until then as well. So
it just goes to show because for Alicante, I was loading from what day was the show? Saturday. The first day of loading was Saturday before, so a week out, and then we just kept going up like that, up all the way up, and then like a cheat meal the night before, and I thought I really like my look in Alicante, but there's always that. Could you be fuller? The fullness has always been my problem as well. I just don't hold on to anything. And in the past, we've spoken about like, is that from using AIs, which I don't use anymore? Is that from doing this? Is it from doing that? I just genuinely think when some bodies, when they're insanely lean, the body just does not hold on to glycogen at all. It instantly burns it or it just gets rid of it. Whereas others, like Jack, like your body's really good at holding on to that food, and you're always trying to force it to stick, and then you have issues with if you're running super high food, you then have distension issues, digestion issues. So it is tough, but you have to find that kind of balance in that. But for me, it was a case of like there'd be some weeks where Nick and I would do like the Wednesday, Thursday, Friday at 1,000, and then a cheat on the Saturday, and then just kind of hold my physique there. And then there'd be weeks where I wouldn't do any highs. So it always is very person dependent. You have to just go by the visuals. I think it's okay to schedule in high days and refeeds like up to a point, and then from a certain point you just have to go day by day, or even like half day by day. So if you check in, just say post workout, then you need to adjust for the rest of the day if you are like noticing that kind of flatness. So, but yeah, I think the bigger the physique, and big's obviously relative, but the bigger the physique, the harder it is to kind of keep it peaked or keep it looking good. And that's the art of, obviously, because it's like, see, when you've got like a guy, especially like a first timer, who's going to be competing between like 75 and 80 kilo, that's pretty easy to prep. You just skin them alive, 100, like next to no food for the last 6 weeks, and then put a wee bit of carbs in 2-3 days out, and then they're sorted, they're full as fuck, dry. But then you've got like a super heavyweight who you're making constant adjustments sometimes by the hour, by every 2 hours, and that it just becomes an absolute mindfuck. So
Something a lot of people use though is like getting a pump in the gym. Like that's a big indicator for a lot of people. But see, even in the tail end of consecutive low days, like it's something I never had an issue with. Like, I remember sending Greg like post workout pictures, and it's like the fucking pump's insane, and it's just been low day after low day. There was never once. There's maybe like a bit of flattening off, but I never once felt like in the gym I struggled to get a pump or I felt like I wasn't full post training. Yeah.
How's that fucking super draw, boy?
What?
Super draw sweeties.
What would you change? What would you change if you could go back and do Alicante again?
I don't know. What do you think I shall change?
Oh no, I'm just asking because you said.
I know.
Like, would you have started earlier, or would have you loaded more the day before?
I definitely could have loaded more. Like I can process food quite easily now, because I'm far more in tune with my digestion. So there was the temptation to push harder, but I felt it was enough fullness. I don't feel like I was backstage when I was pumping up. I got a pump very, very easily, almost instantly. But I still think I could have been just that little bit harder in terms of the pump itself. And yeah, I probably could have loaded food a little bit more. But no, I was happy with the look. Honestly, I don't think I would change much, because when Greg took those photos backstage, I was like, yeah, it's probably my favorite look ever, I would say. So I was quite chuffed with that. It was I think going through my class and being drilled like 40,000 times, and then I think that definitely depleted me. So by the time I came back on for the overall, the heavyweight had already had like an hour off stage doing nothing, like maybe feet, like you maybe drank, maybe had water. I had to like start my tan, which was fucked because I was sweating so much from just doing a million rounds. And I had to go back on. I just felt he had the upper hand on me because he was slightly fresher and I'd just come off the supers. So, but you can't really do anything at that point. What are you going to do? Like scoff down a loaf of bread before you go back on stage? You know what I mean? So you're not going to do anything at that point. If you're flat by that point, you're flat. So
you were barely off your feet as well.
Yeah. I couldn't sit down backstage.
You were like on your feet the whole time. So if you wanted to really look into it, it's probably a lot of little things.
Yeah. So, but I think that was, I can't remember who told me. I think it was Kieran. He told me like the light heavies got drilled for fucking ages, like round after round after round. I can't remember if it was the heavies or the light heavies, but yeah, obviously they wanted to compare us quite heavily, and I was like, for fuck's sake, have you not picked a winner already? Like, surely you know who's got it, because like I felt from the back, I don't think anyone touched me from the back. But yeah, I can kind of see debates from the front and side, but still, I mean, like I don't know how many rounds I've done, like 7 or 8. I think that was just far too overkill. I know what I generally thought. I'm pretty sure we spoke about this on the podcast that wasn't a podcast, and that was the fact that because there was 3 Spanish judges, I think they really wanted the guy who was Spanish to get more of a look in. I think that was definitely the case. I think the supers would have been done dead and gone if that Spanish guy had been in the class. So
yeah.
Politics and all that shit. Well, I hate that when people scream that. Well, it's not politics, but it's if you've got 3 Spanish judges who know who that guy is, they're going to be looking at him just out naturally, like subconsciously. They're not deliberately doing it. But yeah, I think that hurt me going into the overall. I think if I'd only done maybe 3 or 4 rounds, was able to sort my tan, get a bit of water before I go back on, I think I'd have done a little bit better in the overall, but I still got my card, so I can't complain. But yeah, I think that's what happened there.
Brought him back to do guest posing.
Did they? What
He's came back to 2 shows to do guest posing, so he is a favourite.
Yeah, there you go. He come second.
Is that the guy that was speaking?
The guy with the glasses.
Yeah. Because when I competed in Empro last year, he was backstage, and I'm sure he says that it was like his 10th try at getting a pro card, and he's like, and I imagine he would have definitely been a favourite as well, 100%.
Yeah.
I went onto his Instagram after, and I'm sure he's got like 300k followers or something as well, and that's something that people notice.
I'm easily 23. But no, like I said, I won the card anyway, so that's all good. Also, the heat as well. I think that's probably something I would have done, is probably drink more. I definitely kind of restricted a bit too much, and then I think it showed, like I said, in the overall. Because I keep water fairly high, in my opinion. I think I've done by the time I see that time of the day, so just say it was 12 o'clock when I went on stage, I've usually had about 2.5, 3 litres by that point. I think we scaled it back a tiny bit to like 2. Well, that's the only kind of change we made to water, because if I pull water too hard, I just look shite. So I think maybe I would have drank more. It wasn't boiling hot backstage, but it definitely wasn't like a British backstage where it's like slightly cooler. So I think that would have made a big difference as well. But no, the show was brilliant. I really enjoyed it. I'm glad I picked that one, because it was such an experience, like having all you there, and my family was able to come. I think my mum just wanted a free holiday, to be honest, but yeah, all them came, and then just spent time in Alicante after it as well. So that was good. It was really good. So and I think if the UK Pro runs next year, I'll do that one, and then like just say we're going off the schedule this year, it'd be the UK Pro, the French Pro, and then I would do something like Prague, like a big post-Olympia show, just to kind of see where I stand and get my arse handed to me, basically. So this one.
Exciting.
Yeah.
Do you not want to go to America or anything for your pro debut? Like doing it in the UK, yeah, it's in the UK, but like
apply for the Arnold.
For example, like Alicante. Alicante is definitely one of the best venues I've ever been to.
Yeah.
You only get one debut, baby.
That's the thing, though. That's what I'm thinking is I can do the American shows next year, but I think I need more time to add a bit more size. And then that brings me into, but I still want to compete next year, and that brings me into the latter half of the year, so the September, October, November. But I have every ambition to go and do American shows the year after that, like 100%, because I want to get my face out in America and stuff like that. So
you guys are just so limited, though, with the shows, aren't you? Is there not only like 9 bodybuilding shows, like pro shows?
There's not a lot.
There's not a lot.
Let me check.
It's not too bad.
Pro schedule.
I don't think there's a lot.
Men's bodybuilding, right? So I'll share this just so the audience can see. I'm always very wary about sharing my screen. Right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh no, hold on, that's a Masters. I'll start again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19.
Well, there's a lot.
Yeah, there's lots. There's good. There's plenty there to get. What was that?
But if you compared it to bikini,
I know.
You've got plenty of opportunities then.
Yeah. So that's what I'm thinking anyway, is just to do the European side, so like September and then October, November time. Just see what happens. Like I'll wait until it's released and I'll make an official decision. But doing the European side of things, I think, just gives me far more time to add the size that I need. Because even if I do get a perfect off season, which I do expect to get, I still don't think I'm going to be anywhere near where I need to be for my height. So, but I want to compete every year going forward because I just want to now. I think just to kind of keep doing the circuit, keep trying, and get my face out. I think that's going to be best. So yeah, that's the plan. And also, like the UK Pro, I can get people to come to that. Like my pals and my training partners and all that, they'll all come down to that. Whereas it's in America, it's a lot of them have got criminal records as well, so they're probably not getting in. But I think the UK Pro will probably be a better option, I'd say. So
yeah,
You put me in business, I'll come be your bag man.
be the bad man. What was I going to say? Aye, so I put up a thing for questions for the podcast. Nobody fucking replied, so fuck it. But that's the thing, right? So you see like I don't know, it'd be like a wee girl from like a pure gym, and she'll put up an ask thing, and she'll get like 40 things, but you just know that she's just written the questions herself. I should probably just done that.
What did you think about the Nathan's win?
Say again?
What did you think about Nathan's win at the weekend?
I thought he looked good. Yeah. You talk away, I'll get photos.
I think it was a well-deserved win for him, which was quite strange since you actually watched him getting beat by Baruz and Bonac beat Baruz. But I definitely think it was a really good Nathan.
Yeah, very, very dry and hard, and
he was just really full. He looked bursting full.
I preferred him at the other show as well, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't like Bonac's physique that much, if I'm being... I don't like his midsection. I think he looks like a snowman.
Who's this?
His midsection, like, he's got like big shoulders, but then his midsection like bubbles, and then he's got big legs. He looks like a snowman. Whereas Nathan has obviously got really like mental genetics.
Yeah.
I know it's not the best quality, but
it's going in slow-mo.
Stefan's doing some really good work with him, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's doing good work with everybody, though.
Yeah, I know.
They're doing
absolutely nuts.
Yeah. He's found like an art to peak in, like.
Yeah, he's like the new Milos.
Yeah. Milos is not doing well at all.
Yeah.
It's funny how all these coaches just have like all these wee stints of just excellent results, and then you don't hear from them for ages, and then they come back. And because obviously we know we spoke about this a million times on the podcast, but like 2021, 2022, like Patrick Tuer, like fucked it big time with a lot of people, and now he's starting to exactly, he's starting to kind of pull it back a wee bit, but you know, we can't expect to get it right all the time.
No.
And I think it's a case of like, see when someone gets like a good result, and they get more results, and more people come to them, and then before they know it, they've got 300 clients, and trying to manage that and make sure everyone's perfect is near impossible. So,
yeah. But his classic guy at the weekend is fucking phenomenal.
Yeah.
I can't remember his name, but fucking insane, like muscles. Fucking hell.
Yeah, I know. Like, there's no way. I don't understand how the fuck can he be classic. Like, he must have.
He made about 100 grams or something.
But even still, it doesn't like.
Do you not weighed in?
What?
The guy kept his head. Do you not see him getting weighed in?
Oh, yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
And the guy was like, "Nope." He went again. The guy went, "Nope." He kept pushing him down. So he kept trying to height himself.
Like, that's just stupid.
Yeah.
How is that classic? In terms of the.
It's the chest.
Oh yeah, it's just mad.
In the most muscular.
It's just so good.
Who's Patrick's golden boy? The 212 guy.
Keon.
Is that who that is? Is he South American or something?
No, he's American.
He's American.
Is he? Is there another one? The guy's he always shares him. He's been with him since like the beginning.
Nicholas Fallout.
What about Nicholas Volioid?
That's the one. No.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I know. The flick back.
When you say Patrick, that's who I think of. That's
I know
like
who you're thinking of. Him there. Go up. He just did that pose. Like the reverse point. See that one? Not him.
Yeah, Fran.
Yeah, that's it.
That's him.
Yeah,
that's him. He was the kind of guy I felt that sort of gave Patrick his name.
Nah,
It was around about.
It was Nicholas who brought Patrick up.
Yeah.
Nicholas Wood actually coached that Ukrainian that won the overall.
Oh, really? Oh, that's right. That's right. Yeah.
What about to you, Jack? Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Trying to find if he's got any.
His physique was fucking nuts.
He's still fucking massive.
He doesn't even take it, and he's wild.
Remember, Patrick said on a podcast that Nicholas has never done insulin.
Yeah.
Like,
look at that. Absolute tumors. Fuck. But no wonder he's like, what?
No. It's just, that was his golden boy.
Yeah.
For a long time. And I think he just, what was the reason he stopped again?
I can't remember. It was something to do with health. Has to be.
It was a health thing, but I can't remember what it was.
He took a year out, like full year, didn't train, didn't eat, shrunk down so much. Then he came back, and that's when he faced Hadi.
Yeah.
And that was like his best package ever because he shrunk his waist.
He's like a, what do you call it?
A Belgian
like a Swiss priest. Just rounder than him, though.
Yeah, he was crazy.
That's pretty mad.
He was at the tanning. He was at the tanning.
Yeah, it's really good. So what shows next in the schedule? IKEA furniture.
The Dubai shows in a couple of weeks, which is going to be very spicy.
Are you going?
That's going to be my, I think. What?
Are you going?
I'm going, on the Sunday.
How much are the tickets for that?
I've got no idea. You're asking the wrong person. I'll get the tickets the day before.
It's not an issue, Erin Thompson.
No, I'm just really unorganised. The
prize money there is massive.
100 grand, is it not?
Yeah.
Not just now.
Big prize money.
Yeah,
Men's Open, $100,000. Classic men's physique, $60,000. Men's physique, 40,000. 212, 20,000.
Yeah,
that's insane. The shows should put up their like class list. I don't know why they don't. It's so annoying.
Is it not an invitation?
What, Dubai Pro?
Yeah.
No, anybody can do it.
I thought it was an invitation like the Arnold.
No, anybody.
Is Andrew Jackman in it?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Fuck him.
Fuck that guy.
He's so weird.
He's weird.
He's weird, yeah. He trains in Benos.
The big boy.
What do we think when Oxygen opens? Do we think Benus is going to go down the pan?
100%, I would say so. I think so.
So I've said this a million times on the podcast, is that I don't rate Benus at all. I think it's shite. I've never liked training there. Just pish. But
it's got good equipment, but it's got fake. It feels like it's fake weights, and it's like a circus. It's like a circus when you walk in there. You don't know what you're going to be seeing.
Yeah.
Like guys training with their tops off, girls walking around with BBLs.
I think that's the gym you go to if that is like what your main goal is. But if you're like a serious lifter, you will go to a serious gym.
BBLs.
What?
No, it doesn't matter.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. My main goal is a BBL.
Photos and reels, and you're not actually there to train hard, then you'll go somewhere like that, obviously.
Yeah. Because I was going to go to Dungeon last time I was in Dubai, but I just didn't have time to go. But that's definitely top of my list. And then hopefully with the new Oxygen, I'll go see that as well at some point. But Erin won't be allowed in.
They've opened Oxygen gym for women in Saudis though, so
yeah, there's ones in Kuwait as well.
It'll come over here. So,
Yeah.
really,
I just think, like, because is the Abu Dhabi one that Jamie used to train in? Is that men only as well?
Olympia.
Is it?
yeah.
Oh, I don't know.
I think the cool thing with the oxygen gyms though as well, everything in the gyms is unbranded. So see, like all the Prime kit and everything, everything's unbranded, which is quite cool, and it's all like
So
sectioned as well.
Do they take the branding off it, or like do
Yeah.
they just replicate it? All right, fair
Yeah.
enough. It's like
because the membership's what £150 a month is the membership price.
right,
Training
okay.
Oxford, which is nuts.
Like,
so I
you've got
doubt
to
they would be making fake kit.
Unlike a very well known gym brand in Glasgow.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it's just way to that.
That gym, yeah.
It's so funny because some of my clients train there and they're like, "Oh, they've got tons of new kit." And I was like, "It'll be broken by tomorrow. Don't worry."
But it's the best when you do the adverts for it. Like, oh, it's Hammer. I was like, no, it's not.
No, it's not.
It's not Hammer, mate.
Ever.
I remember when they did a refurb. What was that?
That gym in West Hill. What's it called again? The new gym that was in West Hill. It's such a nice
The Coliseum.
Coliseum. Yeah, that gym could have had so much potential because it's actually like a really nice layout.
Yeah.
But they just put the cheapest shit equipment in it.
Because Nick's a prick. But it's the same kit that used to be in fucking Bodyworks.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
What's that called again, Andrew?
What was that?
What's that called again? Because Results had it as well.
The brand of kit, I don't remember. I remember though, it was like at said Glasgow gym brand, they had like a box of like pre-course stickers behind the desk that they just whip out and stick on their machines. Like, it's just like, if they just did what, rather than having 5 of them, have one and put real kit in it, and it'll be fucking mobbed from dawn to dusk. Why are they trying to like open ones all over Scotland, all over Poland, and that? Like, what a fucking waste. Just have one that's incredible, and you'll always have men. Because you walk into them, and there's no one there except a few PTs. Like, they've completely missed the ball on that one, and they wonder why people go to everywhere else in the Glasgow area. Like, it's such a shame, because back in the day, like Greg, when we trained there quite a few times, like, it was good. Don't get me wrong. Yeah, exactly. It was a good place to be, but they just ruined it. They just ruined it with just cheap shite. So, shout out. I'll get sued now. Have the Polish mafia at my door.
You train at SF as well?
Pardon?
You train at SF as well?
Yeah, I love it there.
I love SF.
It's all Atlantis kit. And
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
So I'll rotate my leg days between there and Dungeon, because I really like the Atlantis hat, and the Atlantis leg press is really good as well, because it's kind of opposite in comparison to other leg presses I've used, because the load gets hard at the bottom. So like it feels really, really easy at the top. As soon as you get to the bottom, you're like, fuck, this is hard. So it like really picks up when you are trying to get it short. So I really like that, because it's like it's something that you can't actually ego lift on, which I like, which is good. And then
there's no music at that gym either, is there?
No, there's TVs. There's TVs and stuff.
TVs, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's just Dungeon, there's no music, is there?
Yeah, there's no music in Dungeon.
Yeah.
I think that because I think he's called Abdullah.
Yeah.
He's like really, really religious. So it's like
He's a strong fucker, by the way.
Mental.
So strong.
So your workouts are just interrupted by prayer calls now and again.
Yeah, no, but they do the prayer on the gym floor.
Yeah.
So like I'll be on the T-bar row, and I'm like, I don't even know where to look, because there's guys.
Just join in.
Next time I see that, I was like, what do I do? Do I leave? Do I come back later?
Oh, join in.
They're fine. They're totally fine, but they'll come in and they'll all do it together. Yeah.
Go next to Mr. Blank.
No, I really like Train SF. I don't know what I like about it. It's just it just feels like a nice place to be. It's got obviously the cafe and stuff like that, and it's huge. Yeah, it's always been my place to go there. So, yeah, but again, Bruce can go fucking die. So, say least. Right, so we don't know who's doing the Dubai Pro. It's a great bodybuilding podcast. What about the Tampa Pro? Sorry, we'll go back. So we've got Portugal just there. We know that obviously Nathan won that. Thoughts on Reece McDonald?
Pretty good. Yeah, doing good to get sixth.
Yeah,
for Portugal.
Yeah.
I've seen him on the platform. I think Reece is really good. I think Reece is a good example of somebody who's done a lot in a very short amount of time.
Yeah.
As well, if you look at Reece two years ago and then look at him now, it's a huge change.
Right. So that was the was that Portugal? No, that's the one before.
Yeah, I think he still needs a little bit more legs, obviously, but other than that, he's pretty complete up top.
Yeah, he's done such a good job in a short space of time, like you said. Very dry. No,
He's
that's good.
Tom, isn't
he? Yeah. That's the M-Pro. Yeah. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
He did post a video of Portugal and they were on the the spinning platforms.
Yeah.
There we go. Is that a post or is that a story? Erin, you've been on the spinny thing. What's it like?
It's horrible. The worst show I've ever beaten in my life. Honestly. Like, yeah, okay, it looks cool. And it might be okay for the guys. But wearing heels on a platform that isn't, it like bounces up and down. And you're like trying to hold a pose and then like you're dehydrated, your adrenaline's through the roof and you're like, it's mental. I didn't like that show because it was men. The man was tanning the woman. The backstage area is absolutely tiny, so there's actually no space to do anything. So you can't pump up or anything. And then behind where the platform is, so you're the pump up area. The pump up area has got like these like really like bright LED lights. You couldn't see anything, and it was so hot back there as well because there wasn't air conditioning. And then you're getting put on that thing.
You can see a lot of the guys there. They're covered in they're pissing a sweat. So and that's just them coming out. So obviously backstage is obviously dead hot.
So hot. And with the audience as well, you're not actually allowed to take photos in that casino. You're not actually, so like, I'm sure someone got in trouble for when I was there for taking photos. He wasn't allowed to take any photos of the audience or anything. Yeah.
I just imagine it must be like pretty surreal, like just standing there and stuff like that.
It's mental.
Yeah, no, it's like I see why they do it to add to the theatrics, but like you said, even though obviously being in heels, being a woman is far harder, but just being fucked and just standing there like that, like just rotating, and then what do the guys do when they face the back? Just like that.
Let the belly out.
I know, but no, good on Reece though. I'm dead chuffed for him. That was a good result. And then we've got the Vancouver Pro this weekend, I think. Yeah, this weekend. So let's see if we can find the Vancouver Pro on Instagram.
I think it's quite quiet.
So it's in the middle of nowhere, or not middle of nowhere. It's the complete opposite end of everything. Vancouver Pro. Again, no competitor list. Phenomenal.
What is a competitor list out for?
Where would I find it?
Fine. Look.
Sorry to those who are listening to this rather than watching it. Oh, here we go.
Have you got it?
We are here.
Nah, it just says what you have to do to enter. Nah.
Competitor list. Here we go. So there's... Right, here we go. You ready for me to butcher this? Right, so men's bodybuilding. We've got Slavoj dead now. We've got him, Budishilhim. Then we've got Yeshang Cheng. And then we've got Stan Inlantis de Long Jocks.
I think we just need to go on podcast to Erin.
Stellantis Long Johns.
Eric, go put the link in the WhatsApp group and then I'll pull it up.
John Dewitt, Hussein Kalata, Dogio. I'll
Just
get it
stop.
up.
Stop.
Yeah. Well, John Dewitt's going to win it because I don't know anybody else.
He's the only one whose name you can say. That's why.
Thank God,
It's a small show. Unless this Chinese boy's good. Let's Google. I'm presuming he's Chinese.
Where did you get the comparator list?
Pardon?
Where did you get the comparator list?
I just typed in Google Vancouver Pro Show men's bodybuilding. I've sent it on WhatsApp.
Oh.
Oh, you want the link?
No, sorry, I've got it here.
So does anybody, you guys know that names?
I don't know how the fuck you get Long John out of that.
You pronounced it, no.
What do you mean? Long John?
You said Long John for that guy Stanilas.
Got
I
it.
thought you said Stellantis Long Johns.
Huh?
Still land. You should do it in your real accent, Erin.
You Chen.
You should do it in your real accent.
Maria, yeah.
Hi, Brocker.
Robin Strand.
Right, so John Dewitt's doing open. That's cool. Oh, there's no 212. All right, that makes sense. Yeah, I know, but so.
You want to now?
I know. Aye, that is quite a quiet show. I don't think I know any of these guys except John, Tim, Chang. No, fair enough.
Robin Strand.
I should have jumped in it. Fuck's sake. Take a wee dies out tonight. Should be fine. Stop sharing. There we go. Cool. So that was good. Great bodybuilding podcast. We don't even know half the competitors that are doing the show. Phenomenal. So that's a great review. And we got an insight into Erin's attempt at saying their names. That was good fun.
Can we leave
So,
prayer?
what was that?
Can we leave with Jack leading us off in a prayer, just like on Fuad's?
If you want.
Right, go on then. Go on then.
Wait, who am I praying to?
Buddha.
It's a target audience. It's a target audience. Don't offend anyone.
Oh, fuck.
But you can think of one for next week. You can read some rap.
I'm just going to pray and ask for more cats.
Anyway, guys, so we're approaching the hour mark. I like to keep it within an hour. So I'm glad we all managed to sit down for this one, finally get the whole team assembled. And yeah, apologies for anyone listening to hear some insight into people that are competing. We didn't even know half the people that are competing. So it's all good. Anyway, we'll do this again next week. And if you haven't already, subscribe, like, comment, all that shite. And yeah, cheers, guys. Thanks again.
Yeah.
Bye.